What a weird beard you've got there, mister. Looks pretty weird. You should do something about that nose hair also. Yes, something wrong with your mustache there. Oh, sorry. Got me playing again. Wooly Willy. Barlows. Right? Now, this is another pattern that I only recently started getting into, because when I was getting traditional pattern knives, I was collecting one of, I started with like Rough Ryder, an inexpensive brand that made traditional knives, a lot of different patterns, and I was going to get one of every different pattern. That was the original intent. And then I started liking individual patterns, so I started concentrating on, different ones. And I wound up starting to like Barlows, because the first, I'd seen them before. They were like, standard traditional pattern knife. And I didn't think much about them. And then I got one, and I went, wow, man, it combines the practicality of like a Stockman with a wider handle, usually a wider handle. And that comes in handy when you actually use the knife. If you're carrying it, yeah, you might think this is a little bit thick, but it's not. So to me, it's basically, I started seeing the genius, of the design, basically. It was an inexpensive type of knife. This would be more. This is a Saber Barlow. It's made in Japan. Could you focus over there? Yeah. This is either made in Japan or Ireland. Now, this one's Hong Kong. Originally, they were made in Japan, but they farmed them out to a lot of places. But, a hollow, inexpensive plastic type of handle. But functionally, you get the same thing as a fancy one, So, what I've done, long way around and getting to this, is they've come out with what they call a classic cinnamon bone stag carbon steel blades. And it comes wrapped, in plastic and everything. And let's get that out of the way. I'm standing up while doing this, so normally I'm sitting real close so I can look at the camera and everything when I'm standing up. But what we see, very nice, is a naked bolster. Well, there's a stripe, a ring on it. But right away, I like the way the color is done on that. Oh, while we're doing this, let me get the marbles that I've been playing with Bic lighter, probably a little bit too much with. All right, so they probably use dye. This looks very good, the way they did that. I like the dark, rich color they've got on there. This is a butane lighter with a jet on it. Getting carried away. And this is their other cinnamon bone stag that they had before. They had an acorn shield, and I know people keep telling me that this is Damascus, and it's polished Damascus and everything. I look really close at the spine, and I don't see any layers. I'm not saying it isn't. Also right here, where the kick was ground. Anyway, I can get off on that. This is nicely done, but because of this Damascus steel that they used in it, the prices on these were higher than the normal Rough Ryder by about $10 or so. Now, this one is coming out at the same price of the last one, $16.99, or basically $17. So that to me, that's, if you think about everything else, like I was saying, coffee. I went up to the grocery store and was just looking at coffee. I know coffee is going to go up for various reasons because of climate problems with the crops in Brazil and stuff like that. But it's gone from the average price of a container, that I would get being around $6.99 to $10.99 for the same stuff. And I mean, everything goes up. So for these to go up only, like, the average price used to be around $15. Now maybe they'll have lower price ones and stuff, but to it go up by that is not too bad. Now you see some gapping here. Again, this is a $17 knife. Gapping doesn't bother me. It's more smoothness. If I feel a big ridge and stuff in here, this is all smooth. But gaps, yeah, you can hold this up to the light and see light coming in a little bit through there. Again, it's between the spring and the brass liner. It's not between the liner and the cover. So to me, that's no big issue. I mean, if that's what the knife needs to work to flex and open up, then that's what it gets. What we have here is a nice little carbon steel blade that it's going to eventually focus on. Match strike nail nick. Some people like them, some people don't. They are decoratively nice, but they are much harder to clean. If you ever go to clean these things, getting in those little ridges, it's not all that easy. But it can be done, and it is. I like the looks of it. If they would have just squared this off and done like a long pull, nail nick in here. First off, it'd be easier to access. These ridges narrow it down to. Anyway, let's not get carried away with nail nicks. Nice little swedge here. Let's see what our blade length is. We got to get the tip exactly there. So it's 2 1/8 inch cutting edge, or around 55 millimeters. I'm looking down there, approximating. And it's 2 3/8, basically, up to the bolster. So it's non-locking, and it's a single blade. So this would be, I would think, UK legal. Now the pull, let me pull this back a little bit. The pull's kind of light on this one. I've seen one other review of the exact same knife, and they said the pull was light on theirs too. Yeah, this is about a 3 or a 4 right here. A nice half stop. Pretty good lockup. Yeah, it's got kind of a weak back spring. Now, if you hold it like this, you're not going to get cut, and you shouldn't be doing super heavy duties. But I would like it. I would have preferred it to have a little bit stronger back spring. That's my only issue with this knife so far. Centered, you only got one blade, but it's centered. Maybe favoring this side just a little bit if you look at the gaps, but as far as the tip is centered. Blade's not bent. A little pinched bolster here. Yeah, I like this. This is good because it feels smooth too. You can hold it like a little worry stone, and move your hand back and forth, and you're not running into a big R and a T. Now, Marbles has done that before. They have this is the ram, I think it's a ram horn. Yeah, ram horn. And that's a 2-bladed one. Let's see. This guy is a little bit thinner overall. Oh yeah, but this guy's spring is much better. He doesn't have there's no half stop on this one. And the lockup is good. Still not a super strong back spring, but this one's just like strong all the way through. Let's try this. This is a fluted bone. It's kind of hard to see on the camera. I don't know if this is Rough Riders or marbles. Gonna have to tell me it's marbles. This is an older one that I got when Blade Matrix was doing their big sale about a while back. And they were getting rid of a lot of their old stock. And I got this guy cheap. It's new old stock, cheap. I don't remember how much. Ooh, nice lockup. All right, we got to go through all of them, I guess. This is a Rough Rider white bone one. Now, I like this shield. Again, you don't have that worry stone effect, but you can just flip the knife over if the backside is smooth. Get your worry stone. And this is smooth bone, so you could do that on that also. But that's a nice, I like that shield that they've come up with. I don't mind that on the bolster. To me, that's not a big, ugh. Because you understand what it means, you know? I don't know. Anyway, I'm carried away with this stuff. All right. And then this is a, see what I mean? That knife would have looked so much better just like that. That's all I'm saying. And here is me adding another nail nick to this guy. This was a Barlow that you can't push down like on the cattleman's knife on some of them and gain access. And I could get to this. I could get to it easy, but I was just playing around like, And if I'd have done just that, that'd have been fine. But this is where I was trying to find where it was at. I was doing it by hand. You know, it works. I mean, you can get it from this side now. So that's the advantage of an inexpensive knife, is you can mess around with it, and you're not out hundreds of dollars. So all in all, sorry for the length of this one, the video, but I was going through a lot of stuff. I think it's a good design. Oh, this came with the stickers. This is an extra one type that I hadn't had before, the kniff. Let's get this guy up here. Get him open. I've got people waiting. They got things to do. They'll listen to you. All right, ounces. I would say about 2.5 ounces. Ooh, close. Look at that, 2.4 Pangaloid. All right, let's go to grammages and see how much it is. It's not count. It's not grain. 68.26. So yeah, what's unique about this one is a single blade. Every other one that I've got is two bladed, and it does narrow it down a little bit here, but then it widens out to still give you that, you know, big handle effect that I was telling you is actually beneficial with a small knife. It gives you more control. Look how fat that one is. Hey, I've been trying to lose weight. Leave me alone. No, don't lose weight. We think it's all right. Just be happy with what size you are. So there you go. There's my Barlow collection so far. They are good knives. I like the size of them. It's another one of those bias things where you run through and you want, You got to question it sometimes and say, you know, why did I pass this up? What's my issue with it? And all that went through my brain pretty quick, because when I saw these covers and everything, pin is done pretty well because it's up there. It's hard not to feel something when they've got ridges going up against pins, because it's got to be flat on one side, but it can't be so recessed. You can file that if it bothers you, but to me, I like the little grippiness of it's done pretty well. It's done better than say somebody that has a blowtorch and too much time on their hands. Hey, maybe if I just keep making it brown all the way down. What if yeah. All right, so there you go. Thanks for watching. Oh, I missed out on one more thing. Man, I almost blew past it. I also got the Buckshot bone nail nick. Now, I don't really use these as a nail nick tool. I use them more as a pry bar. And I like this better. I like this tip better than what they came out with here. because these are chisel. They're big and thick and they're chiselly. They don't work very well as a screwdriver. Yeah, it's good that you put a hole in there, but I'm going to have to take a drill and add a hole in a back of mine somewhere. And I've got some split ring key ring things coming in. I'll put one through there, and you've got an instant little bail. But these are very useful as pry tools and pry bars, and as a screwdriver for Phillips and common. If you know how you're doing, you just tip the edge of it right there, and a lot of times you're just dealing with the small screw. As long as you're maintaining a lot of pressure down, you can usually, improvise with one of these. Paint cans, lids, maybe an improvised fingernail. I need to trim my thumbnails again. Fingernail clippers. I don't like to get them too long, and see they're starting to get long. I did clean them with a toothpick. Ooh! Yeah, that's clean, I guess. All right. We were talking about nail nicks, not nails, not fingernails. But yeah, these are pretty cool. These are pretty cool, and the Buckshot bone is a good pattern. It's all grippy. It looks cool. It's got the 25th anniversary shield, I think, on it. Yeah. Oh, look, my camera is not mirrored, man. Does that look backwards to you? Oh, that's a classic carbon. That's their classic carbon. See that CC? I thought this bottom was a 2, and this was a 5. See how that looks like a backwards 5? Anyway, that's the problem with those lines, man. Y'all need to watch out with those lines. If it would have just been no lines between there, and it would have said RR, CC, RR. It was mirrored. We figured that out. But anyway, see how that looks like I don't know. All right, they got it. But yeah, it's a wedged. It's a tapered shape, but it's gradual. So you can use this as a common screwdriver type thing. These are cool, and it's only like about $6 or something for that. So there you go. There's your 2 little gadgets. Like I said, this is all right. They put my card on it, made it a little thick. But, and I never use these things as an actual nail nick. I tried that, and it's just, for me, it's probably inexperience on my part, but they're dangerous. I do more damage with these things, because then I slip, and you get yourself gouged on whatever you're trying to open. Yeah, so there you go. Nice little red liners. This one I have not cleaned up. This is just like gunk. This is like tape gunk, see? It'll come off if you want it shiny. But yeah, nicely done. Bone. Buckshot bone. And this one also. Nicely done. Very nicely done. I like the dark color. This does look like torch, but it probably isn't. It's probably just dye. But I like the way they darken it and then lighten it. It's a good effect there. Very, very nice looking little knife we've got here. Simple, Rough Rider stand. Oh, and one other thing I wanted to mention is carbon steel. This is laser etched in here now. That and the model number and China. All these things used to be like rubber stamped in or something. Now this is laser etched in, which is kind of good because sometimes the model number would get down here. I don't mind if China rubs off, but the model number would get down there, and you get to where, unless you remembered or had the box. All right, 18 minutes. God, it's going to take hours to upload. So the quality of the video quality may be lowered in order to upload. Thank you for watching, and have a nice day.